Alright, so a few days ago, I flew out to San Diego, California to check out the new VF8, an electric vehicle from VinFast. Now, if you're not familiar with them, they're basically a fairly new car manufacturer on the scene of EVs. So I was out there for a few days, but we first kicked things off by checking out a preview of the vehicles that we would be test driving the next day along with the dinner. Now, I gotta say, y'all, the color that just kept calling me definitely had to be the green exterior with the navy blue leather interior. To me, it's like the little touches around things like the logo of the car at the front and the back with the headlight that mimics it, as well as the taillights too. All of that right there is a very nice touch. And if you take a look at the back, you'll actually find that there's a foot kick sensor in the trunk area as well to quickly and easily open it or close it. I love features like this because between groceries and packages, sometimes it's a whole juggling act to get in there, so things like this make it just a little bit easier. Now, if we take a look along the side, you'll notice that it does pack 20-inch alloy rims and a panoramic sunroof that actually opens all the way up. And there's other things like having access to USB-C ports in the back that are powerful enough to charge my laptop that makes this even more appealing. And I gotta say, it's a very unique touch with where they place the gear shift, because you change it by just pressing like a little button here. So after attending the press briefing, we each got assigned a car and we hit the road. Now overall, I will say, driving this was definitely a pleasant experience. And for those of you that are curious, you know, I did test things out with eco mode, normal mode, and sports mode.
I like it. It has some to it.
And I do want to note that it can go from 0 to 62 in about 6.5 seconds. And then the Plus model, it can get there in 5.5 seconds. Now, another feature that it packs is level 2 driving assistant. So when this is activated, it's basically like cruise control to that next level, because it's gonna make sure that you not only maintain your speed, but it also keeps you centered in your lane. And it'll maintain a set distance between you and the vehicle in front of you.
So this button here allows me to easily hop into cruise control, and I can use these buttons to adjust the gap that it tries to maintain between me and the car in front of me. So by default, it maintains a gap of 4 spaces, which we can see right here.
Another thing you'll find up here are cameras, and actually I want to say they're 360 cameras, because you can see all the way around the car.
Oh, look at that, y'all. I just hit my turn signal and it's showing me what my surroundings are looking like. So that's pretty dope. All right, so I'm gonna make this right.
So let's talk a little bit about that infotainment system, the display there in the center. I personally like the placement of it. It wasn't too driver-centric or too passenger-centric. For me, it was just ideal placement.
The screen right here, like, it is super large, and it just leaves less to question in terms of what I need to see, as everything's very visible and bold.
The display was very responsive, and for the most part, everything was easy to access and fairly intuitive. But one thing that was new for me that I've never tried before until now was actually the heads-up display. So with the way that the speedometer is placed, which is basically on the display in the center, I found that being able to have the heads-up display show me my speed flowed a lot better for me. I was a little nervous at first because it was different to see something consistently in the window shield, but it did not take me long at all to like get adjusted and actually fall in love with it. If I didn't have this, I'd have to look over at the center display, which isn't the worst, but it definitely isn't for me the best either. And if you're curious about the range on this, the V8 Standard Edition has a 264-mile range, and the City Edition has a 207-mile range. But yeah, I really enjoyed like just the placement and the look of the display and just how it would respond when I would interact with it, because it's from within here that you basically control pretty much many, if not all, aspects of your car, so to speak. But I found that there were some cool features like the ability to adjust the LED lights inside. You can turn on the seat warmers or seat ventilation to cool things off, not only for you, but also for your passengers in the front and the rear as well. And I noticed there was a karaoke option, but I don't know, maybe I was just impatient, but I couldn't get it to work in the car that I had. But there are other little, you know, cool things in here, like the ability to change your wallpaper. There's also wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's things that are gonna like always be consistent that you can access, like the temperature in the car. That's always gonna be visible at the bottom. But for me, the seats were comfortable, the drive was comfortable. There were other things in the car that were useful, like a wireless charger. You also have USB ports not only in the back, but the front as well. And the car has a lot of safety features, and you can turn certain ones on and off. But overall, I did really enjoy my time with VinFast. They have a very awesome team of people that I got a chance to get to know. And I also enjoyed my time with the car, and honestly wouldn't buy some more with it. But until that happens, or until the next video, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.